If you're watching this speech, then you most likely live in Orange County, which is now successfully the third highest county in California with confirmed coronavirus cases, which granted is better than second, which it was a few days ago, but third is not much better. Now, we do have a really high population, which does help put us up there. But one of the other main reasons we're also so high is due to the fact that we are notoriously bad at wearing masks. So this speech is going to be about why we should wear masks, as well as the science on why they work. The fact that this topic represents the health of all of us, and that this has become a political matter for whatever reason, I'd say this is very relevant to what's happening right now. Now, granted, I'm not a scientist personally, but I don't have to be to see the effect of that wearing a mask has done to myself. For example, I work at Petco 8 hours a day, 4 days a week, and on any given shift, I have to help around 200 people who are required to wear a mask as well as myself. And I feel that I have not gotten the virus due to wearing a mask. Today I'll discuss the risks people face due to people not wearing masks, the science behind why you should wear a mask, and why people are refusing to wear masks to begin with. So I will begin by discussing the risks. First things first is how COVID is spread. It's quite simple. If you look on the CDC's website, cdc.org, it explains how the virus travels from person to person through droplets produced by the initial infected person coughing or sneezing. These droplets can be easily infected by other people who are now close by. Now, yes, it is possible to get the disease and get very mild flu-like symptoms, but just because you're young and have no pre-existing conditions doesn't mean you're not going to infect someone who is old or has certain medical conditions that will make them dangerously ill or worse. Because there's still that 2 weeks it takes for you to feel the effects of the virus. Within these 2 weeks, you could infect people over the age of 60, as well as people with underlying medical conditions such as a cardiovascular disease, diabetes, chronic respiratory disease, and cancer. Now on to the science on why simply putting a piece of cloth over your face makes such a huge difference. If you look at California San Francisco State University website's ucsf.org, edu, you can read about some of the tests they have done. One of them being the laboratory studies of respiratory droplets and the ability of various masks to block them. An experiment using high-speed video found that hundreds of droplets ranging from 20 to 500 micrometers were generated when saying a simple phrase, but that nearly all of these droplets were blocked when the mouth was covered by a cloth mask. Another bit of evidence would be the recent study published in Health Affairs comparing COVID-19 growth rate before and after mandating masks in 15 states and the District of Columbia as well. It found that mask mandates led to a slowdown in daily COVID-19 rate, which became more apparent over time. The first 5 days after the mandate, the daily growth rate slowed by 0.9 percentage points compared to the 5 days prior to the mandate. 3 weeks, the daily growth rate had slowed by 2 percentage points. So now that I've displayed the evidence, here's the reasons why people aren't wearing masks. If you look at adversary.com, according to David Abrams, a professor of social and behavioral sciences at the NYU School of Global Public Health, humans tend to long for a sense of belonging in uncertain times. And that applies to people on both sides of the political spectrum. People who don't wear masks may see it as a sign of solidarity, as if they are together making a stand against authority, while those who do not wear masks likely see it as an act of altruism and a way of helping each other out, as Abrams put it. While out one day, Abrams spoke with a 77-year-old man who was proudly going around without wearing a mask. The man told him that people wearing masks were probably driven by political scare tactics, and along with this, he told him that he didn't know anyone that had the virus personally. The man said he believed that if case counts of the virus are increasing, it's likely due to the more diagnostic testing rather than the surge in the novel coronavirus spread. So, in conclusion, I've described the opinions on both sides of the mask debate and laid out the evidence. Mask wearing isn't hard. It's just a piece of cloth you gotta wear for maybe 20 minutes while going to the grocery store. So, in regards to the main points I've discussed today were the risks people face due to people not wearing masks, the science behind why you should wear a mask, and why people are refusing masks. So, my visual aid, just wear a mask. If not for yourself, then do it to protect the people around you. Thank you. I'm gonna put the mask on.